Hi guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. I'm going to be covering some basics first and then straight into the makeup. Today I'm going to be using the eye makeup remover, the serum, and also the eye cream. Today also we're going to be using the BB CREME, so let's get started. I'm going to be using the foundation brush in the Sonya Skincare Flawless collection, and I'm going to be applying that all over my skin. Using a brush just helps even out the skin tone a little bit better, and it also just gives that flawless appearance to your skin. Fingertips are good too, but sometimes I just prefer to use a brush. So I'm going to then take my brushes and give them a good clean with my antibacterial hand sanitizer. And next step is our concealer. So concealer and highlighter. So after our base we're going to do our concealing one side and highlighting the other side, but concealing first. So this next step I'm going to use the concealer to get rid of any dark circles, fine lines, and just even out the skin tone in the areas that I need it. I'm going to use the foundation brush just to blend that into the foundation too, into the BB CREME. And I find that the pencil just sits a little bit nicer in any areas of concern like dark circles and any puffiness or any redness for that matter too. It doesn't sit unevenly like a cream can or kind of brush off after time. I'm going to brush that all the way through the brows bone and any redness through the eye as well. And that's just prepping the eye area for any eyeshadow that we might be using. I'm now going to take my brow wand and just brush through my brows and giving them a nice even stroke to the brow. I do have mine permanently tattooed, so I don't really need to add any colour, but at this point you might want to add some eyeshadow or some brow pencil to give them more definition. Right, straight into the eyeshadows. I'm going to use the Rose Bronze Baked eyeshadows. We're going to use the highlighting colour first, and I'm going to apply that all over the eyelid, and I'm going to be blending that up and outwards, and that's just going to give a nice base, kind of like a sheen to the skin around the eye area. And I'm going to put that in the crevice of the eye too, and that's just going to give it a nice base for the rest of the colours we're going to use. I'm going to lift that right up to the brow bone as well, and that's going to lift the brow area too. Then second colour is the peachy colour. I'm going to take that through the crease, and I'm going to use the crease brush with this, and that's just going to a little bit more definition with colour to give it more of a shadow. Once I've done that, I'm then going to start blending with a blending brush that colour right the way through the crease of my eye, making sure that those two colours are blended. Then I'm going to take the two darker colours blended together, and I'm going to lift that right under my eyelid, right under my lash line, my lower lash line, and that's just going to start bringing the colour down and around the eye area, so around my lashes, to give that more definition. So right underneath my lash line on both sides, and kind of through the crease line just a little bit as well. But again, not forgetting to blend. Blend, blend, blend. The more colours you put on and the more packed out the colours, the more definition and the longer it's going to last you. These eyeshadows do last, they're quite pigmented, they do last quite a long time. Now I'm going to use the very fine liner brush, and this is going to help line the lash line to get the colour really deep down in the lashes to keep the lashes looking fuller. That way you don't have to use as much mascara or liner. If you use plenty of shadow in this area, it just gives that fullness effect. Plus you get more colour to that area too. Now once we've blended as much as we can, we're now going to go back in with our highlighter, and we're just going to pick up any areas where the shadow might have dropped a little bit. So we're going to highlight just the very top of the brow bone and just around the brow area, and the highlighter just helps pick up any light that can bounce off the skin. So the top of the cupid's bow, the bottom of the lip to plump it, and down the narrow of the nose just to elongate your nose. And what we're going to do is going to use his fingers just to blend that in, and we're going to blend that with our foundation brush and our fingertips, and that's just going to give that nice C shape around the eye that can sometimes pick up light so well. It's very good for contouring as well as this, so we can use this in contouring areas kind of underneath the cheekbones. But I love this little wand. this little concealer to help highlight that area once we've shadowed. Now my favourite one is my liquid eyeliner. I'm quite a dab hand at this now, however it's taken me some time to get used to it, so persevere. You will pick up kind of hints and tips off different people, but I just find more practice the better. If you start from the inside and work your way out and kind of sketch it and then kind of meet in the middle, you can see on this side I just roughly pen it out. If I make a mistake, I can go back in with my brush that I've shadowed with and just erase that. Look to where I'm going, sketch it out, and then fill in the gaps. And then making sure that I go as far into the lashes as I can to make sure that there's no edges dispersing there. And then go in to make sure I've got any corrections that need correcting. Straight in with the lashes, I'm going to lift and gather any product right to the end of the tips and push the product right out. This mascara is Lush to give that really lengthening, voluminous lash. And because we've got a nice little cat eye effect, we want to make the lashes look as full as possible. Because we've not actually gone that heavy on the shadow, we want to make sure that the lashes look quite full. I'm just going to go back in with the darker colour, the purple. I'm just going to highlight that little cat eye, and I'm going to go right the way underneath to put a bit more colour to that cat eye. And just fill in any gaps that I need to with a blending brush. Using my finger, I'm going to go in with a lighter colour just into the corners of my eyes and into the brow bone, and this is going to highlight the area and just bring the light towards that area. It also opens the eye up a little bit more too, and just blend off any excess that you need to. So on this step, I'm just going to put a little bit of BB cream on areas that I might need to correct from any shadow that might have dropped down. I'm putting this just under the eye area and on the cheeks, and this is also going to prep the skin for the next step of bronzing and highlighting and contouring. So this is just going to help set the rest of the colour that we're going to be putting on top of it, and it just helps it adhere better if the skin's just that little bit tackier. So next step, our contouring. Now this is actually a darker finishing powder, but I just love the colour, so I actually use this to contour. So I'm going to get a big fluffy brush and we're going to kind of hold it in a way where I can contour into my cheekbones. So I'm going to hollow out my cheekbones, suck them in, and I'm going to make two quite drastic lines at each side. Looks shocking, I know, but don't worry, we blend. On each side, that's a bit high, but don't worry, we can blend that away. And we're going to make two lines there. We're going to do it across his forehead where we want the shadow to be, and also on our jawline, just to give a bit more definition. And then once we've done that, don't worry, it's not going to stay like that. We can do our nose too for shadow. We are then going to blend with the fluffiest buff we've got. So once we start doing that, we can start to see it disperse and become a nice natural toned colour. And it just gives that little bit more definition to your skin, but also it gives it a nice glow. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm in front of a natural window, so the sun kept going in and out of the clouds. But you get the idea. So just keep blending until it starts to look a little bit more natural. You don't want to be able to see the lines, but you just want to be able to see the colour. Any excess just take down to your neck and your décolleté. Next step is a little bit of blush. So I'm just using a peachy blush, and I'm just going to tap a little bit of colour onto the apples of my cheeks, nowhere else, and just blend that on. We don't want too much colour here, we've already got enough colour around our skin, and we want the effect really to be more on the eyes than anywhere else. So my next step is my favourite part, the lips. I'm going to line with a Nude lip liner, make sure it's nice and sharp. And we're going to go just outside the lip line, just because I want them a little bit more plumpy for this look. And I'm going to take that all the way around and on the outside, but I'm also going to fill it in with that pencil too. And this just gives it a little bit more staying power, especially if you're using a gloss or quite a wash of a colour. I'm quite useless with colours really. I do love my pinks, but I do love a good red too. But on this look, I'm going to use a pink. This pink is, I think it's called Guava, and it's quite a natural pink, it's not too heavy, but it also looks really lush with a gloss over the top. I'm just going to put that in with a lip pencil and also a lip brush, and that just presses the colour in a little bit further. Now this is my favourite lip gloss. This is the Orange Glow lip gloss. This is the light up lip gloss, one of our best selling products, and I'm just going to put that in the middle of the bottom lip and just at the top Cupid's bow, and that's just going to give a fullness to my lip rather than putting it all over. Finishing off, I'm just going to give the skin a little bit of a once over with my concealer and highlighter, just to make sure there's nothing that's dropped, just around my brow if there's anything that's dropped there that I need to lift up a little bit. And just double checking everywhere that I've caught all the shadows and picked up anything that needs to be done. And there you are, that's my evening cat eye look. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I did. Thanks for watching, and if you need any more information, head to my page Jenna's World on Facebook or inbox me for more information. Thanks for watching. Bye.